All right, here are my predictions for the Mcgregor Holloway card. First up, we have Alessandro Costa versus Cody Durden. I think Alessandro Costa by first round murder. Cody Durden's a victim, and he looked good in his last fight, but there's so many asterisks to that last fight. Like one, uh, that was at 135, not 125. Two, I think Rafael Filho is not that good, and I don't even think he took the fight serious, which is on him. But did Cody Durden fight the best version of him? Probably not. Um, and was Cody Durden really that dominant over him? Kind of. It was very clearly his win. Like I remember, well, okay, it wasn't really even very clearly his win. I remember watching it and thinking they could give it to Filho, but Cody Durden won. So a lot of ashes on that, and then before that, a 5-fight losing streak versus not even the best competition. Like, really, actually, okay. Um, all right. Nascimento is good, but he just lost to Mr. Poso, who's not that good. Um, he lost to Tumen Dembarel, who I don't even think is that good. And then he just got KO'd a bunch before that, I'm pretty sure. And then you look at Alessandro Costa, and dude, alright, looks like we can only see these fights. He beats this can. He beats Matt Schnell, who is Glass Chin. But then if you look, you have to look at the losses here. This Coria guy is good. He's really good. He trains with Joshua Van, and he's going to be ranked at some point soon. Probably this year, depending on the fights they give him. But dude, he's really good. Lost to him, I believe Steve Urseg too. But Steve Urseg's good. People underrate Steve Urseg right now. And dude, Alessandro Costa, he gets finishes. Like, he hits really hard. He's just a unit for flyweight. Yeah, I really think he's gonna KO Durden in the first round. First or second, I mean, Cody Durden always has good cardio. Well, he doesn't even. He pushes a pace, is what I should say. He pushes a pretty crazy pace, but I think Costa's going to have good enough grappling to avoid that. And I think he's just too much of a power threat for Durden, who's kind of a glass chin. I don't know Ryan Gantry really, but Zachary Reese is, at one point I thought he was all right, and I picked him against Michelle Pereira, and I low-key thought he won that fight, but yeah, he failed me, so I'll never pick him. Wow, whoa. These odds are really close now. I'm not gonna make a prediction because, I don't watch tape. I go off of my knowledge of what I remember seeing. Fareed Beshret's a true top 15 worthy bantamweight, and bantamweight's a competitive division. And this guy is wait, am I saying this right? Fareed's the underdog? This can't be. There's something wrong about this. No, okay. Fareed is minus 600. Okay. I don't know why they have it listed as Fareed being the underdog. Wow, that just threw me off. John Garza is a guy on the local scene, or yeah, he hasn't even been on the contender shoot. He hasn't been on any like actual organizations yet, and he's stepping in on 6 days' notice versus a guy who's a good striker, a really good wrestler, and a decision merchant with all right cardio. Yeah, no, buddy. Freed's winning this, dude. Like Freed's actually pretty good. I think he would have lost to Ethan Ewing, to be fair, but Ethan Ewing's like one of the best technical boxers in the UFC right now, in my opinion. And he's got really good takedown. He's got really good wrestling. I don't know how his jiu-jitsu is gonna be. His jiu-jitsu is not the same as wrestling, but his wrestling is good. Like he's got good wrestling fundamentals. But Freed's good, man. Freed's good. He should get through John Garza with ease. Damian Penis versus Cesar Almeida. I know Damian Penis. I think he's just a genetic mutant. I think he's got really good striking. He hits really hard, and I don't think Cesar Almeida is that good. He's got all right striking, but I don't think his heart's in the game. He's really old. He's like 38, 39, I'm pretty sure. Damian Penis is like 24. Um, yeah, I think this one's just going to be like a first or second round KO by Mr. Penis. This fight's actually hard to kind of guess because Wayne Kong is way better on the feet, and Tracy Cortez is way better on the ground. It's just a matter of will Wayne Kong's takedown defense hold up? And I actually think it probably should. Wayne Kong's takedown defense isn't bad. I do think Tracy Cortez will get her down once, but I don't think Tracy Cortez is even a submission threat, really. Oh, hell no. Yeah, dude, Wayne Kong is going to win this. If you have a submission threat, you can get Wayne Kong out of there, in my opinion. Wayne Kong, her takedown defense is kind of sketchy, but it's good enough. But it's just her jujitsu, and she gets, like, people can get on her back really easily. And then they can just hunt for submissions for 3 or 4 minutes. But Wayne Kong, if you can't get to her back, and even sometimes when you do get to her back, she's actually really good at getting up. Like you can't, she's hard to hold down, but she's not hard to put against the fence. And the last girl she fought was pretty much just wrestling her for 15 minutes straight. That's a terrorist of the sport. And Wayne Kong did good, but Tracy Cortez is actually good. But I don't know. I think you have to be a little bit above Tracy Cortez in grappling to get this version. And Wing Kong has fought like 3 straight grapplers in a row, I'm pretty sure. Her grappling's probably improving at a pretty good rate. Yeah, I don't know. I think Wing Kong should probably get this done. Probably by TKO, because it's Tracy Cortez. I don't know. Not the greatest on the feet. So yeah, I'm going to go Wing Kong by TKO in the second or third. I think Luke Riley gets it done in like the second round, probably. I think Luke Riley is not that good. I don't think he'll ever really even be ranked. He's got Paddy Pimblett's chin. He's big, like he's actually really big for featherweight. Good striking, no head movement, doesn't really hit that hard. Or he does hit hard, but I think with how much better he was than Michael Aswell, he should have got him out. Sorry about that. He should have got him out of there. It's just that dude, he has no head movement, and his grappling is really bad, like horrible. But yeah, Kai Kamaka the third. Never watched a fight of him, to be honest, but I just don't think he's that good. Probably. I'll look at who he's fought his last 2 fights, I guess. Just all. And is this a real person? Is this a UFC fighter? I don't know. Yeah, Luke Riley's gonna get it done in the second round by KO. Adrian Yanez is gonna smoke Cody Garbrandt probably by TKO or KO. Adrian Yanez is like one of the slickest boxers in the bantamweight division, in my opinion. He has really good boxing. He's defensively pretty good. He's fast, and he's not afraid. And Cody Garbrandt is. Cody Garbrandt doesn't want to win. The only thing he has is he's pretty fast, and he could catch you, I guess, but you can only catch someone when you're throwing, and Cody Garbrandt really doesn't do that. And he lost to Zhao Long in his last fight, but Zhao Long got 2 points deducted for kicking Garbrandt in the balls, and still should have won because he won all 3 rounds probably. But yeah, Adrian Yanez just got a draw against Ricky Simon, who's a good opponent, but he like schooled him in the third, like really badly, and yeah, I don't think that was a draw, to be honest. I think it was the first or second round that Adrian Yanez won too, but it was a 10-8 in the third. Dude, yeah, no, Adrian Yanez is good. It seems like his heart's in the game now. He's good, man. He's just a better striker than Garbrandt, and that's what this fight is going to be. Garbrandt maybe shoots a takedown, but Adrian Yanez isn't that bad on the ground. Yeah, I'm going to go Adrian Yanez probably by second round TKO. It's Gable Stevenson, dude. Look at the odds. They probably got the worst heavyweight on the roster, or up there. And Gable Stevenson, I don't even think is that good, to be honest. But he's such a genetic mutant and wrestling talent that he should be able to get pretty far in the heavyweight division, just off of sheer wrestling talent, and he's just a freak of nature. This fight's like really 50-50 to me. And first off, Robert Whittaker is not 6 foot tall. That's a lie. He's like 5'10". I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Nikita Krylov. I'm gonna do it. I want Robert Whittaker to win, but yeah, I'm gonna go Nikita Krylov, dude. Nikita Krylov is actually a light heavyweight. Robert Whittaker's not a light heavyweight. He's too small. He's too small in size. He just is. He doesn't have the height. He doesn't really have the bulk. He doesn't really have anything to make him a light heavyweight. I just don't think he wants to cut the weight anymore, even though he said he is like 220. But I think he's going to be faster. He's going to be technically better on the feet. But I think Nikita Krylov is going to get it in the clinch. I think he's going to be able to take Robert Whittaker down. And that's where I think he's going to win. I think he's pretty much just going to do what RDR did to him. Nikita Krylov has a glass chin, but let's look at the guys who he's getting chinned by. I mean, all right, we can't load that. Bogdan Guskov. Bogdan Guskov has like the most perfect timed right hand in existence. Like he chins literally everybody with it, and he's like, dude, he dropped Jan Blachowicz. Pereira couldn't drop him. Oh my God, what's his name? Carlos Ulberg could not drop him, but Guskov could. Yeah, dude. Nikita Krylov is definitely gonna that's an obvious outcome. Reyes still he still hits like a truck. And if you notice something, dude, these guys are counterers, okay? Robert Whittaker does not have a counter style. He has a lunge in style, if this is making sense. He lunges in, throws 1 or 2 punches, and then he gets out. He doesn't really counter, even though I think he could, but I think Nikita Krylov has he showed an improvement in the Modestas Pauskas fight, where yes, he still charges in like an oaf, like a bumbling oaf, but it's a little bit more responsibly. And I think if Nikita Krylov truly had a glass chin, Pauskas would have got him out of there. And dude, I don't know. Nikita Krylov's just a funky style, and he hits pretty hard. Like he's just tough. Like he's not tough, but he's like strong. Like he's just like, I don't know. I've just had I don't know. I just don't think Robert Whittaker is big enough for light heavyweight. I think he's technically probably better, but I think Nikita Krylov can kind of smudge him and maybe even get a TKO in like the third round. I really think so. So yeah, This is like my least confident pick on the card, but yeah, I'm leaning Nikita Krylov here. I think this. I think this is more obvious. This is one of the more obvious Terrence McKinney fights because usually it's always 50-50. But then you think it's obvious when it's and somehow Terrence McKinney loses. But yeah, I'm gonna go Terrence McKinney by first minute murder. I think King Green is truly chinny. I think if you actually land on him, he'll go down. And versus Terrence McKinney, who's just gonna charge in there and hit you, yeah, dude, you're getting chinned. King Green always has his hands down. He always has his chin presented on a uh, wide open platter. And dude, he relies on his reflexes too much to dodge punches. Terrence McKinney is too fast. He hits way too hard. Like he's truly one of these guys that if he touches you, you're going out. And dude, for the first minute, yeah, dude, I could see Terrence McKinney definitely chinning King Green. Do I think if it makes it past the first minute, King Green wins? Yes, without a doubt. I think Terrence McKinney, after a minute, his cardio completely gasses and he doesn't like that feeling and he just gives up. But I do think Terrence McKinney gets it done in the first minute. I really do. By KO. I think by a vicious KO. I think this is, in my opinion, a pretty easy fight, even though it's still Terrence McKinney, so it's always going to be 50-50. But yeah, I really like him. And he's big. King Green probably has better wrestling, at least offensive. Like they're probably like similar in the wrestling department, but I don't think Terrence McKinney takes it to the ground this fight. I think he's just gonna steamroll him on the feet. Brandon Royale versus Loner Kavanaugh. I'm going Loner Kavanaugh. I think he's technically way better than Royval. I think he's way faster. He hits harder. Royval maybe could get it to the ground because I think Kavanaugh actually has pretty good takedown defense, but it's not the greatest. Like his wrestling's not the greatest. His jiu-jitsu's probably not the greatest. Royval's definitely better on the ground, but Royval's not shooting. If he didn't shoot against Joshua Van, he's not going to shoot against Kavanaugh. Yeah, I think Kavanaugh's way too fast. I think he's way too technically better. I think he hits harder. And I think he has good enough cardio. I think he proved that he has good enough cardio for this type of fight. Even though Royval could put the pressure, I think Royval is probably going to win the third round if it goes there, but I don't think it's going to go there. I think Kavanaugh's going to chin him in the second round. I think Kavanaugh is going to dominate the first round. Maybe he might chin him in the first too. Kavanaugh is good, like really good. And I think Royval's chin is coming to question against Manel Cap, even though Cap is the hardest pound for pound hitting flyweight on the roster. I think to literally get one tapped by Manel Cap is kind of crazy. Even though Haraguchi got one tapped by him too. Just how hard does Manel Cap actually hit? But Royval got Golden Freddy, dude. Yeah, I don't think Royval. I don't think his chin's very good. I don't think he's very defensively good. I think Kavanaugh is technically good enough to find the chin of Royval and probably put him out in the first or second. That's my prediction. But if it does make it to the third, even if it makes it to the third, I think Royval guaranteed wins the third just by cardio and volume mugging Kavanaugh. But I don't think Royval has the pop to put Kavanaugh out. That's one thing Charles Johnson has. He has pop. He will put you out if you're like tired. Royval's not gonna do that, dude. He's not gonna do that. So yeah, I think Kavanaugh's definitely gonna win this by first round TKO. Sandhagen versus Mario Batista. I got Mario Batista by decision. I think his ground game is way better than Sandhagen's. I think on the feet he's competitive with Sandhagen. I think Mario Batista's kind of just a better version of Sandhagen, to be honest. They have pretty similar games. Batista's just a little less explosive on the feet, but he probably hits harder than Sandhagen on the feet. And he's big for bantamweight. Mario Batista's still a big bantamweight. Sandhagen's also, he's a tall bantamweight. He's not a huge bantamweight. Mario Batista probably weighs more. Maybe not weighs more, but he's more filled out. He's better. He's gonna be way stronger. Like, Batista is a strong bantamweight. Sandhagen, not really. But yeah, dude, I really like Mario Batista, dude. He's kind of he proved me wrong in that last fight. Like, he really is an elite level fighter. He went to a very competitive decision versus Umar. And he dropped Umar, something Sandhagen couldn't do. And dude, I don't know, Mario Batista. I just think he's on the up. Sandhagen's on the down. Like, did Sandhagen even really do, like, Mario Batista's actually got a really similar style, in my opinion, to Merab. He just doesn't shoot as much, but he's just got a way better ground game than Merab, if that makes sense. But did Sandhagen even do that good against Merab? Dude, like, let's really look at this. Merab chinned him on the feet. Merab chinned him on the feet. Merab chinned him on the feet. That needed to be repeated 3 times. That's how embarrassing that is. 2, Corey won the first round? And maybe the third? Maybe? And then got dominated all 3 rounds because he didn't really want to do anything. Like, you could argue Sean O'Malley in the first fight did better than Sandhagen. And dude, Batista, like, dude, he's just good. Batista's good, dude. That's really all I have to say. I think Batista's just a better version of Sandhagen. I think he's too good. I think Batista's gonna do what Umar did to Sandhagen, but just he's gonna mix up the grappling more. Yeah, I'm gonna go Batista by decision. All right. So this whole time, I was actually leaning BSD. Right? I didn't think Paddy Pimblett is, like, I've never thought Paddy Pimblett's that good. I picked Gaethje against him, but I remembered something. Benoit Saint Denis is even worse. Okay. At least Paddy Pimblett went 5 rounds with Gaethje. Benoit went 1.5 rounds with Poirier and then got murdered. Then he goes on to fight Dan Hooker, who I picked. I picked Dan Hooker versus BSD. And it honestly wasn't even a bad decision. It wasn't even a bad pick. But Dan Hooker's literally, like, mentally just stupid. Like, he's a retard. Hooker shot a takedown versus BSD. That's how bad Hooker is, okay? And you want to know what Hooker was doing to BSD before that? Piecing him up on the feet. Threatening guillotines every takedown BSD shot. And just kind of dominating BSD. But then once Dan Hooker actually shot his own takedown and he instantly got reversed and just ground and pounded to death, that's when BSD won. BSD has had one good performance, in my opinion. Like, one actually valid good performance, and that's versus Mauricio Huffy. And, dude, Mauricio Huffy looked like a scared kitten from the takedowns, dude. Like, it's like he's never wrestled a day in his life. And, dude, Paddy Pimblett could have beaten Justin Gaethje if Justin Gaethje wasn't Justin Gaethje. Paddy Pimblett can't shoot takedowns. But if you get in the clinch or shoot takedowns versus Paddy, you're damn sure he's going to be better than you on the ground. Paddy Pimblett's probably at a Charles Oliveira level on the ground, dude. And that's not even exaggeration. Paddy Pimblett is going to he's going to throw up a submission, he's going to reverse it and get on top. Or if you're in the clinch, he's going to just do some judo throw thing and get you on the bottom, dude. I don't think Benoit got dominated by Moicano. Hey, dude, Benoit's really gotten an easy path to the top here. Dan Hooker, Beneil Dariush, and Mauricio Huffy before, like, when he was arguably untested. Mauricio Huffy is still untested. Okay, not really, because he beat Fiziev, like, dominantly. But that's a striker. who didn't shoot a takedown. I really wanted Fiziev to shoot takedowns there. See if Huffy is really that bad on the ground. I don't know why you wouldn't. But, dude, I really think Paddy's going to find the submission in the second round. I think he's better on the ground. At least he got better jiu-jitsu on the ground. Paddy's only true flaw is that he has no wrestling. Like, he can't shoot a takedown to save his life. But he's got pretty good striking, better striking than Benoit. He's got way better submission threat than, or not way better, but how do I explain? Like, they both have submission threat, but Paddy's jiu-jitsu is better. Paddy's got a titanium chin. Benoit's chin is not iffy, but he can get chinned. And Paddy's got really good cardio. Benoit's cardio is questionable. Like, dude, I just think Paddy's better. I never thought I'd be saying it, but I think he's better. But this is the first fight where Paddy's actually going to be the smaller guy. Benoit, nobody realizes this, and nobody talks about it, but Benoit is huge, dude. Like, he's ginormous. He was as big as Dan Hooker in lightweight. And Dan Hooker is the biggest lightweight. I want you to think about that. Benoit is genuinely massive, and nobody talks about it. But yeah, I think Paddy's gonna find the sub in the first or second or third round. I think it's gonna be a sub that he wins by. Maybe a gilly. I think he might find the gilly here. Because Benoit just shoots takedowns. Dan Hooker, every takedown got the gilly. He just can't finish a gilly. Paddy will finish a gilly. Yeah, dude, I think Paddy's gonna win. I think he's gonna find the sub. And yeah, dude, Benoit just sucks. He's not good. Like, he's had dude. Like, let's really look at this. Benoit has had a similar career path to Paddy, if not a little bit easier. I'm gonna be honest. Benoit's career has been a bunch of cans to fight Dustin Poirier. Gets slimed out by Poirier. He then fights Mauricio Huffy. That's actually a good win. He then fights Beneil Dariush. I could knock out Beneil Dariush, and I weigh 135 pounds. Then he fights Dan Hooker. A Dan Hooker that shot a takedown versus a wrestler. I want you to think about this, dude. Paddy Pimblett fought King Green. King Green is good. That's proven. King Green's good. Like, if you're actually good, you'll beat King Green. He fight a little bit past prime Michael Chandler. Like, I don't think Michael Chandler has been truly washed until now. Then he fought Justin Gaethje and won 2 rounds off of Justin Gaethje in the striking. Paddy Pimblett's not bad. He's really not. I think he's a nightmare matchup for Benoit. I think this is a UFC sneaky, like, really good pick to boost up Paddy Pimblett on the Conor McGregor card to make him the next star. And yeah, do I think Paddy will ever be champion? No. Hell no. Hell no. But I think he's good enough to be a top 5 ranked contender, like, at all times. Going Paddy by sub. Yeah, dude. Going Max Holloway by second or third round TKO. Dude, Conor McGregor hasn't fought in 5 years. What was he doing during those 5 years? Drugs, court cases, allegations, and nudes leaked. Let's really think about that, dude. You think he had time to be in the gym? No, he was never in the gym during those 5 years. He was never improving. All he was doing was getting physically weaker, mentally weaker, and technically worse. That's all he did. He's just a literal 5 times worse than he was at his last fight versus Poirier. And now he's got the leg injury. Yes, it's probably completely healed, but it's still mentally there. Then he's not going to be as fast because he's not welterweight. He's like probably a true welterweight now because he's put on so much muscle. And dude, is he even gonna hit that hard to put Holloway out? Did Conor McGregor really even hit that hard at lightweight? Not really. Not really. He was landing clean against Poirier, and he never put Poirier out. Dude, I don't know. I don't think Conor. I don't think he's gonna. I don't think it's. Dude, it's 5 years. I don't think he's gonna be technically good enough. I don't think he's gonna be fast enough. I just don't know. Unless it's literally a 30-second to a minute knockout on Max Holloway, which will just never happen. Max Holloway's chin is too good for that. He's too good at rolling for punches. It's just not gonna happen, dude. Max Holloway's just gonna. And Conor has no cardio. You think his cardio got better than 5 years? Hell no, it got worse. It's just getting worse from all the drugs and everything. Like Max Holloway's just gonna he's just gonna tune Conor McGregor up. I'm gonna be honest. After like the first 2.5 minutes, he's gonna tune Conor McGregor up. Um, but then Max Holloway has pillow hands, so it's gonna take him an extra round to actually finish McGregor. I don't know, man. I just think he's just better. He's gonna be better. I think 5 years is too much. But yeah, that's what I'm going with. I'm going Max Holloway by second or third round TKO. Yeah, so those are my predictions. I don't think it's a close fight. I mean, yeah. So I got Costa by first round murder. I've got Fareed Basharat by something. I've got Penis by KO. I've got Wayne Kong by TKO. Got Luke Riley by KO. Adrian Yanez by TKO. Gable Steveson by something. Krylov by decision. Terrence McKinney by first round murder. Kavanaugh by second round TKO. Batista by decision. Pimblett by submission. And Max Holloway by second or third round TKO. So those are my predictions. Feeling pretty good on this card. But I'll probably get one wrong. If anything, I think it's going to be the Krylov pick. Just because I actually think Whitaker's technically better. But I don't know. I just don't know how good. Like, Paulo Costa's a big middleweight. That's why he could transfer so well into light heavyweight. Whitaker is not a big middleweight. So I don't know how well he transfers. And he's clearly on the decline in all departments. In speed, and power, and cardio. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah. I think, yeah. So those are my picks.